Okay, so I'm stepping out of my Cricut bubble today and playing with something a little different. The AlgoPixi. Basically, it's like if your Cricut went to college, studied engineering, and came back as a laser wizard. This is a smart laser engraver with its own little enclosure, so you don't need a huge setup, a huge space. It can sit right on your desk. It's a literally plug and go. I've been testing it on these new jewelry pendants that they sent me because apparently I'm out here making luxury goods now. Who knew? Now at this point, I've tried a couple of different laser engravers, and what I will say about this one is I really like the size of it. It fit perfectly on my desk, so it's great for those little projects that I like to do. If you didn't know, I also have a side business. I make and sell different things that I create with my Cricut machine and now with my little laser machine, so I'm excited to make some Christmas ornaments. I love making personalized gifts for people. It's kind of my love language, honestly, gift giving, so it pairs perfectly with my obsession for crafting. Now, I really like how this laser engraver was packed very securely. It had foam all around it to make sure nothing was moving, which I love. As a Canadian, getting things sent from abroad or a different country, you're always kind of worried of, will it make it here all in one piece, okay? And it did. One thing I like right away is that you don't need a computer. It's got its own little touchscreen and built-in material database. So I was able to play around with this. You can actually draw with the little stylus they provide you. I was drawing little pictures, which you'll see in a little bit. I think this is really cool if you want to personalize some items. So let's say you want to gift something to grandma, for example. Your kids can go ahead and maybe draw their initials, draw a little photo, a picture, and then you can go ahead and add that onto whatever you would like for your blank. No extra software drama, which is my love language because who wants to go ahead and learn new software every time? You can just go ahead, upload your design, and hit go. And yes, it's budget friendly compared to a lot of the lasers out there. I looked around and honestly, most lasers at this price point don't have all of these features, which is why I went ahead and grabbed this one. Now, unlike some brands, it's got safety features. Class 1 certified with a lock screen function, which I love. Y'all know I'm all about safety. I have 5 kids in this house, so I need to make sure my laser engraver, my Cricut machine, all of those things are locked down so no one can get a hold of it and hurt themselves. So you're able to put in your own little password, which is great. Nothing will happen without it. Translation, we're not gonna laser our eyeballs off, okay? Always a bonus. So yeah, if you're a crafter who's been thinking about getting into lasers but don't want to sell your kidney to be able to afford one, this might be the move. It's beginner friendly, smart, and kind of fun to watch it work. Honestly, it does like its own little light show, I feel like. It's like watching little fireworks. Make sure you wear your safety goggles, please, okay? With jewelry, when you do little pendants like this, depending on the laser engraver you have, it's always good to use some type of spacer or something underneath so that the laser isn't reflecting back up upon itself. So what I did for this was I just propped another little piece of jewelry, another pendant underneath to kind of give it a little bit of an angle. That way it's not mirroring back into the laser and just essentially lasering itself. So that was the little tip that I would say if you're doing jewelry pendants like I was taking a look at. This was my first time going for it. So honestly, you know, it is what it is. We're doing trial and error here. We're learning as we go. That's the fun part with crafting, or, you know, up to each person's perception. But for me, that's the fun part, is trying different things, seeing what works, what doesn't, and just figuring it out together. So I'm really excited for the next projects I'm going to be working on for Christmas. I'm gonna be honest, the first few times I did this pennant, it was not centered properly. I could not figure out how to properly center it. I am new to laser engraving, as I've mentioned, so this was a little bit frustrating at times. Every time I've tried to use a laser engraver, trying to figure out how to center it, how to do all those things. It took some Googling. It took a little bit of time for me to sit there and really learn how to use it. But now that I've done that, I was able to pull out some wood as well, some little wood blanks, and try on there. I noticed that the bottom frame where you see all of these little grid lines and squares, if you unscrew that and actually flip it over, it kind of has that honeycomb that you need for laser engraving sometimes. So I would take a look at that. I've seen a couple people doing that, unscrewing those little bits at the bottom, flipping it over, and then you have the honeycomb. There were some really great options that I was able to do in the end, but I'm gonna be honest with you and let you know that it did take me about an hour of doing little things, trying it, seeing what worked, what didn't work, and just finally getting it to laser engrave on something. This has been the situation for me with every single one that I've got. Now maybe that's just user you know, learning how it goes, but I just want you to know you don't need to be discouraged if you get a new machine, whether it's a Cricut machine, a heat press, a laser engraver, whatever you get. I want you to know that it's normal to be intimidated. It's normal to open up that box and think, what the heck am I supposed to do? How do I do this? That is what I'm here for. That's what I create these videos for, so that you don't feel alone and as overwhelmed and intimidated. We can figure it out together. I'm not an expert, y'all. I started off the same as everyone else, and as you can hear and see in this video, we all have to start somewhere. So starting off from the beginning, we're learning together as we go. So that is my thoughts on the AlgoPixi Laser. I really like how compact it is and how it fit on my desk. I've moved quite a lot over the years, and I don't always have a craft space. Sometimes I'm doing it on my kitchen counter, sometimes I'm crafting on my bed. Right now I'm fortunate enough to have a desk area to be crafting, so that's really great. But this laser engraver specifically would have fit for any of the circumstances I had in the past, which is really handy if you don't have a dedicated craft room, because I know that's not always an option for all of us, right? So I thought this was really cool for someone that did want to dabble in laser engraving but is worried about the space. Maybe you live in a small apartment, you know, that kind of thing. This is a really great option to look at. So I encourage you to check it out. I will leave everything that I have for it down below, and I will reach out and see if there's any way for me to get some type of coupon code or discount that they have. If I do get that, it'll be on the screen here, and then I will also put it down below for y'all. So make sure you check it out. See if it's something that you might want to try. Like I said, I really enjoyed it, but, you know, let me know what you think in the comments. Happy crafting, and bye for now.